delivered a day early, ad musings, emerging moron, and our first actual test of the last leak attempt fix on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and furry studio audience. That is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, here I sit at the Loves, the brand new Loves. Apparently it's only a year old now. And as I think it was Sean Taylor who told me it's pronounced Albany, Georgia. Even though it's spelled A-L-B-A-N-Y, where you'd probably say, well, that's Albany. Well, like Albany, New York. But apparently down here, it's Albany. Yeah, today is the 20th, Wednesday. I wasn't scheduled to deliver this load. Well, it's going to Molson Coors, which is down here. Miller Coors, Molson Coors. They have a big brewery apparently down here as well. I didn't even know that. But it actually went to a warehouse just down the road, to an XPO warehouse of the cans I brought from Coors in Golden, Colorado. And of course, if you remember before, yes, I grew up in Golden, Colorado. And I meant to mention in that last video, I started to say it and then I got off track. Boy, the guy there checking me in at the RMMC, Rocky Mountain Metal Container, what a flaming ass-wagon that guy was. I mean, you ever go, drivers, this happens all the time to us. You just go into a place where obviously somebody hates their job and they take it out on you, even though you've done nothing. You walk in, I walked in all nice. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm here to pick up, you know, there's a truck number. Well, you need to get your trailer inspected. I said, well, you know, the guy at the guard thing when I came in told me I didn't need to do that. I could just come right over here if I'm picking up cans. You have to have a trailer inspection sheet. You know, just being a jerk. And I'm being nothing but nice. I'm like, okay, so you have to have this sheet right here. You know, holds it up against the window. I said, okay, I was told I didn't have to. Look, I'm telling you, you have to have it. Okay, so I went. So I said, so I need to go back to the trailer inspection? Yes, gotta go back to the trailer. You know, sounded like an angry dog. Anyway, I went back to the trailer inspection. I waited in line. I slid my tandems back, opened the trailer, climbed inside, picked up a couple of pallet, you know, scraps, got around to the lady there, and she said, all right, so you a live load today? I said, yeah, I'm picking up cans. She said, oh, your cans? You don't need to come here to the trailer inspection. I said, well, the jerk over there at the RMMC office told me I needed to come here. And she said, yeah, that guy, and she called him a major ass, you know. She said, yeah, he's a jerk. And I was like, okay, so now this is two people telling me I didn't need to do that. I go back, walk back inside, and I said, okay, I went over to the trailer inspection. I had her give me the sheet that I don't need, apparently, because she told me also that I didn't need to go to the trailer inspection. Well, that's been our policy, and I said, okay, look, two other employees here are telling me I don't need this, and you're telling me that I am. I think that probably means you're wrong. Are we going to have this conversation, or are you going to give me your number? So fine. Shoved my thing under there. It's like, don't you hate people like that? Why are you being such a jerk? Just to be a jerk? Yeah, go get yourself ready for that heart attack or stroke there, pally. God, I hate people like that. I was being pleasant as hell. Luckily, I didn't have to go back to him to pick up the paperwork. Once they had me loaded, I pulled forward and I went back to the guy who gave me the seal, and I said, do I have to go back into that office and talk to the flaming idiot? And he said, no, you don't. And I was like, thank God. And I said, what do you think of that guy? He said, oh, yeah, he's a major jerk. Yeah, he's only here 3 days a week, and everybody hates him. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I even asked the yard guy who came and told me what door to go to, and he said, oh, yeah, that guy's a major asshole. If you got this many people telling you you're a jerk, you're a jerk. As my dad always used to say, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So anywho, yeah, I was able to deliver here today, which was nice. I called them. I got to the Loves here as soon as I got here, and I called over, and I said, look, I don't have a delivery till tomorrow morning at 10. It's the cans. Can I deliver today? Do you want that today? And they said, oh, yeah, come on over. So I went on over and got delivered. And then there's this new Loves that I'm at now. There's a Pilot that's a little closer to where I was. But I looked up all the reviews on Trucker Path, and they're like, yeah, crack whores and meth addicts knocking on your truck constantly all day and all night. You won't get any sleep. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we don't need that. No, thank you. As Norm Macdonald would say, don't need the crack whore. Anyway, so came over to this New Loves that's a little farther away. It didn't really have any mention of the crack whores and meth addicts, so I'm hoping this will be a better place to park. I had looked at the weather earlier. I had seen on there that it said, and I'm using that correctly, by the way. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when people use seen wrong. Well, I seen him yesterday. You saw him yesterday. You have seen him before. But I had seen on the weather, which would be correct, that thunderstorms were supposed to start happening this afternoon. So I tried to take Rusty out real quick after we got parked here before the rain started, and then it just, as soon as we get out there, then it's just pouring down. Rusty's doing this because it's bugging his ears and stuff. I'm like, well, the sooner you do your stuff, dog, the sooner we can get back in the truck. He got soaked. I got soaked. It just turned, it was a major downpour. And anyway, so, but this was my first test of now doing my quick little fix on the leak issue on the box extension that sticks out the back. And after the rain all stopped and everything, I did crawl up there reluctantly, because I'm like, I hope I don't see water up there. And no water on the nightstand, no water on the bed. Reached up there in my little thing where the batting is underneath the junction, vinyl junction I put up there, and it's bone dry. I'm hoping this is a good sign. It was a quick thunderstorm, didn't last long, but boy did the water come down. I got some pictures for you. Yeah, this first shot was just to the left of my truck in front of the space next to me. Here's another one on the ground kind of in front of me. That's the water cascading down the windshield, and more on the ground. Lots of water all at once. So I'm hoping that means maybe that actually took care of it. I am reluctantly confident right now, or cautiously optimistic would be another way to put it. I'll probably run into some more rain here in the next few days, maybe, and we'll see. But ever since I did that just the other day, this is the first rain I've really run into. But like I say, cautiously optimistic. What do you think? I do have to show this real quick. This is one of those things that just makes me embarrassed to be a truck driver. When I was first taking Rusty out, before it really started coming down, the rain, look at this. There's a banana peel on the ground right near a trash can. Really? Yep, there's the banana peel on the ground, and look at this. There it is at the bottom. There's Rusty, and there's the trash can. I checked my dash cam, and I realized, oh yeah, I had saved a video, and I was like, what was that? I'm like, oh yeah, that was early this morning. I think it was south of Birmingham. Emerging moron. This happens to us truckers all the time. It drives me nuts. I'm driving along, there's a car on the on-ramp, ahead of me, way ahead of me. All they have to do is keep accelerating and slide on over. There's plenty of room. I even start slowing down a little bit. Well, what this idiot's doing is they haven't looked at all yet as they're coming up the ramp. Then they all of a sudden look over and they go, oh, a big truck, oh, and hit their brakes. I'm already slowing down for them, and they hit their brakes. Idiot. Look to the right, the little white car way up there. The lens makes it look longer, but they all of a sudden see me, and there go the brake lights. Whoops. And now the clutch trucker zoom and slow-mo. All they had to do was accelerate and slide over, but nope, they look at the last minute, hit their brakes, and panic. Gotta love it. I've got the Sirius XM here in the truck, and I listen to the comedy channels a lot. Like Comedy Central Radio on Channel 95 and stuff. And, they run the ads on those channels. And I've noticed, used to be in the day, back in the... for those of you who don't know, I spent over 20 years in radio before I got into trucking. And so I used to have to, create commercials all the time. And, some of them had those ridiculous, price of participation may vary, blah, 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 where you try to say it real fast. Back then we didn't have a digital way to speed them up like they do now, where it's just really, really quickly sped up. So I created my own, and we'll speed it up just because it makes fun of those, and here you go.
Clutch trucker not responsible for uncontrollable laughter, vomiting, diarrhea, or death, and not affiliated with fly-by-night industries, hippopotamuses, or any political party.
It's kind of like those ads at the end of, any prescription drug, Well, my doctor said cram it all, and, may cause diarrhea, death, and death is always in there. Or like depression, antidepressant drugs, one of the side effects is depression! Isn't that wrong? I think so. Alright, so if you watched my last video, you know I was in Marion, Illinois, or south of Marion, Illinois, and somebody said, oh no, you're in Effingham. And I go, okay, no, that's the other junction, 57 and 70. I was at 57 and 24. But anyway, yeah, so I left at midnight last night and drove all through the night because I figured I'd rather drive through Nashville in the middle of the night and through Birmingham before the rush hour in the morning, and that worked out great. That's the way to drive it. If you can plan to drive like that I always say in good weather, I'd rather drive at night because a lot less idiots in Ass-Wagons. There's a lot less traffic. Sometimes you got more construction to deal with, but boy, is that the time to go through cities like Nashville and Birmingham. It makes your life so much easier. When I did that the other day, I went through Kansas City after rush hour, later that night in St. Louis, made that drive so much easier. You know, if you can make your life out here a little bit easier, drivers do it. And if that means, well, the other big plus is when you drive overnight, by the time you're ready to get parked in the morning, everybody's leaving. There's plenty of spaces. You can get parked almost anywhere. And that also makes it easy. And luckily I was able to deliver earlier today, and I got over here, by 3 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon, and got a space with no problem, because I'm sure later tonight this place is going to be a cluster mode. Oh, and I do need to address this. A lot of people are saying, well, why do you keep running these cheap loads, when you keep complaining about it? You're so hypocritical. Politicians are hypocritical. I'm not near that bad. And the main reason is because, yes, I've already decided to make the change. I'm going to be switching. I got my hazmat back on my license. This all takes time, and I'm having to do, and I've had so many unexpected repairs that I wasn't expecting, especially after just doing a DOT on the truck and trailer a few weeks ago. But crap happens. That's life. So I've been unfortunately having to keep doing that because I do owe Turquoise Trucking money. From that whole time I was off doing remodel, I should have just plain quit, so they didn't keep juicing me every week, and that's my fault, and I admit that. I just didn't realize it was going to take me 5 months to complete this whole remodel, which again, I am very glad I did. It's a beautiful thing. Love the full-size bed upstairs, love the toilet especially, the big freezer, the big fridge, the sink, my little couch, everything else. It's a beautiful thing. But I did it to myself by not quitting completely, and then when I came back I owed them all this money for the weekly stuff, the IFTAs and the plates and insurance and everything else I owe them. So yeah, that was my fault, and that's why I still owe them money, and that's why I'm still having to run whatever they can give me, and that's why I do that. Yeah, it was my fault. I should have thought ahead, but I didn't know it would take that long. So there's a long-winded explanation for that whole thing. But I just talked to Rachel in accounting today of how we can finish paying off the juice that I owe them, and I'll maybe still get actually a couple of checks before I leave. That's kind of the whole point. But I'm making the change. I am trying to be proactive and make all this happen so I can take care of the family, which is the only reason I'm out here. I always say if I'm going to be out here, I better be earning good money, because I can get a lousy paying job and be home every day. What do you think? Yeah, we're both finally drying out, right? After getting soaked outside, but he dried out quicker than I did. What's up with that? I don't get that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a couple days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Hey, Chuck, what is this a picture of? What, your wife? Oh, no, that's my fiancé. Fiancé, huh? Oh, yeah, nice frame. All right, you ready? There it goes. It's behind you, buddy. Oh, he's all over it. And why? Sing along at home, because he's a begging strip dog. He's a begging strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and he starts to cough. He's a begging strip dog. All right, there's one more for you. Since we got soaked today, get your 2 begging strips. I see a couple little crumbs down there, buddy. You gonna get them? Oh, there's a few crumbs. Look out. Go get those crumbs. There's one. All right, there's another one. There's one more down there. Where is it? It's right up front here, Rusty. Right down there. Don't you love when you do that? They look at your finger. Right there. Did you find it? You got it. All right. We need that happy dog look. Rusty, up here. No, look up here. Rusty. Look up here, silly dog. Rusty, you got it all, buddy. Look, we need the happy dog look.